10 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time and 17.1 degrees. Finally, after a number of hours, and believe me, I started work about 5 this morning, it was only 16 degrees. So finally, we've gone up a whole one. A little bit worried now because the weatherman is saying 20 degrees. I'm saying 22, and Barbara, of course, is saying 24 degrees this morning. I don't know that we're going to make it. It's cloudy, gloomy, unnicey, and, well, we're in a weather river for whatever that is, and possibly need a boat. Anyway, we'll move on. Today, I'm absolutely elated, and I tell you what, we'd better do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and we're in the beautiful Bay of Plenty this morning, heading all the way over to Texas, and loving this because we're meeting the Cornbreadboyz, aka Levi Dry and Joe Wade. Joe's in a car, he's been driven everywhere. You know what it's like when you're a superstar. Of course, you get your sister to drive you everywhere, right? You do. Of course, Levi, he's in what looks a very picturesque area, and we're going to meet them very shortly. But first of all, we've got to welcome everybody on board. Thank you for joining us. Let's kick it off. Here's the Cornbreadboyz and Country Boy here at Galaxy. So welcome along, guys. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very, very humbled to meet you, Joe. I very, very much am. Now, you guys have been together for what, 21 years?
Yes, sir.
How did you meet?
We started doing music. We were actually in a hip hop group together and started collaborating a long time ago, and then we started doing this country music in the beginning of 22, I'd say.
Okay. Now, the thing is, for 21 years, I don't see anything, and then all of a sudden, you know, from 2016, I start seeing you popping up, winning awards and everything like this. You know, the hell have you been doing for 20 odd years before you started making history here?
Well, we had been doing a bunch of concerts in Texas actually, and with some well-known Texas artists and some surrounding state artists in the hip hop community, and I've been to a few different shows and award ceremonies and things like that throughout the years. In 2016 was the first one that I actually won, and then but in between that time, I had signed to this Sonic Jam Records, and then so we've had different things going on throughout that whole time frame. It was just up till that around 16 when things started taking off, and then I had a minor setback there.
Okay, well, Levi, we're just going to cut in right now because we're going to go live, okay? So from me, welcome to Galaxy, my guys. I am absolutely humbled to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There we go.
Oh, gosh. Turn it down a little bit over there, will you please? Yeah, thank you. And nice to have everybody on board this morning. Today we're joined by Levi Dry and, of course, Joe Weed, being driven around everywhere too, by the way, a.k.a. the Cornbreadboyz, and very, very humbled to meet you. You've got to thank KG Promotions as well, Caden. You do a great job. You really, really do. So, welcome to Galaxy, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Now, An absolute pleasure to meet you. And Levi, I got to say, I'm loving the glasses right now. I really, really am. And, you know, to be honest with you, Joe, I think there's something that we might have in common. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do. Loving your beard. I really, really am. Don't get a lot of artists with a nice beard like yours. I really, really don't. So loving that. Levi, how long have you been singing, brother?
Well, I would say singing wise, I started working on that like with what I got going now in 2019. I was actually locked up in prison for quite a while, about 6.5 years, and I wrote a bunch of country music, and we've been going at it since I got out in December of 21. So we actually did Red Dirt was our first song together, and that was in the beginning of 22. So
very, very cool. Now, I really, really am trying to refrain from asking you what you were doing time for. And, you know, absolutely, unless you want to talk about it, I don't really want to go there. But obviously, you're a reformed person today. And congratulations. It's always, always a pleasure to have somebody that is making a change in their life. And you know what? I'm absolutely loving what you're doing right now. Really, really am. Joe, I got to congratulate you as well. Absolutely being a part of this. This is fantastic. Now, we're heard literally in every English-speaking country in the world, and some that aren't. I don't know how that works, but I'm going to take it anyway. I really am. Opened up the show with Country Boy. Tell me a little bit about this.
Country Boy is just, where we're from, we're a little different. We stand out kind of. I got long hair, he got short hair. I got a beard, he ain't got a big beard, and we got tattoos all over us and stuff. So kind of where we're from, we kind of stand out. So it's kind of like country boys. You ain't seen country boys like us from usually when we go to the city or go out and about. That's kind of what that song was about, and kind of how we grew up, and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of what country boys about.
I got to let you know, Joe, that since we've been playing your music, especially Country Boy, it's coming in 1,752 requests so far and still going up every day. I'm seeing your name and I'm absolutely loving it. I really, really am. People from around the world are really connecting with your music. Now, Redneck. Tell me a little about Redneck.
Redneck, I would say, we're definitely on the edge of the redneck lifestyle. Like I'm not quite a cowboy, but I'm, I got horses. I have a ranch. Joe lives out in the country. He's got land and he rides a tractor, and so we catch a redneck here and there out in the sun, and it's a lifestyle, really, I would say, out here in this area. So
now, you know something? That's pretty much where we are right here. We're literally in between three major cities, but we're in a little forestry town, if you know what I mean. So we can relate about being out there in the country, but we make it worldwide. You know what I mean? It's a very, very small planet. In fact, we call it the Galaxy because I'm pretty sure there's more than one planet listening to us. I'm sure of that. You never know. In the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Joining us, Levi Dry and Jay Wade, aka the Cornbreadboyz. Here's Redneck. How you feeling, guys? You okay? You guys okay?
Yeah, doing good.
Nice. What do you have on the farm? Do you have cattle as well?
We have sheep, and the kids have some. They have some sheep and goats, and chickens, ducks, just farm animals.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Barbara has sheep on her farm as well, so you'll be able to relate with her. For me, she won't let me ride one. I don't know why. Really don't. By the way, what do you call a three-legged cow?
Dinner.
No, lean beef. Yep. Joe, keep an eye on that driver. Make sure she's not going to laugh, right? Oh, dear. In the meantime, coming up, we've got Country Cutie. Now I know why this is. It's all about a
cow with no legs.
All right, then. Joe, what do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Ground beef, absolutely. You're onto it. Wow. I've been having problems with my microphone for all day. What's going on? Anyway, we'll sort that out as we go. Sorry about that, and apologise to everybody involved. Literally, it's been one of those days with the feedback. Don't know why. Really don't. In the meantime, today we're joined by Joe Weed and also Levi Dry, aka the Cornbreadboyz, coming out of Texas. Now, you're in East Texas. Which part of East Texas are you guys in?
Like Central East Texas.
Namely, are you anywhere near Austin?
Like Tyler, Longview area.
Okay, all right. Just wondering, do you follow baseball?
Yeah.
I don't myself.
Okay, well, to be very honest with you, one of my favorite teams comes out of Texas, the Astros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I do watch them. I don't watch a whole lot of other states, but I watch the Astros.
A little bit of Rangers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And believe me, loving the NBL and everything. Baseball season's come around again. It's starting up again, so absolutely loving that and enjoying all the first games. I've got to be honest with you. Well, I sort of follow the LA teams as well, so if you know what I mean. So I like a little bit of competition. In the meantime, Country Cutie, tell me a little bit about this track. I'm absolutely loving this, and in fact, I've got to be honest with you, I've added it to my playlist in my car. So why would I do that? Tell me about Country Cutie.
Country Cutie is like, it's about, like, it was about when I was younger, really. That's kind of what I wrote the hook around, and I kind of, set the storyline on that one a little bit. I was telling Levi, I was like, man, we just, let's talk about females a little bit. We've been doing songs like Red Dirt, Redneck, Country Boy, and stuff like that. I was like, well, we need to do some songs for the females as well. So, it was like, it's like in my verse, talking about like having a girl home, you know, like back when you were dating and in school and stuff like that. So, kind of took it back a little bit, you know, and talked about a little growing up females and, you know, stuff like that. Just kind of set the theme that way. And then, you know, just talking about them and, you know, there's a couple girls that I kind of was thinking back then, but I ain't really gonna say no names or nothing. But you know, it's kind of specific to a couple people.
Fair enough. Joe, you've frozen up there a little bit. Oh, now you're back again. But I do have a question coming from Donna from Melbourne in Australia. She's saying, as a fan, how do I get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on TikTok? Are you an Xer? Are you a talker? But more importantly, guys, do you respond?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually are on Instagram quite a bit and Facebook as well. I would say Instagram's our main platform that we use. We are on TikTok and all those as well, but the Instagram at the Cornbreadboyz, and then Instagram I am Joe Weed, and Instagram Levi Dry Country Music.
Absolutely brilliant. Also, Matthias coming out of Washington State is asking, guys, do you have a merch store? How do I buy caps, koozies, and t-shirts?
We're actually working on that. We're actually working on building our website right now and getting merch in and stuff like that and different things. So we're getting it ready. And sorry if I'm cutting out a little bit. It's storming out here kind of bad. So
Really?
yeah.
Everything's safe there? Are you okay?
Oh yeah. I just pulled over real quick so I can talk to y'all. But yeah. Other than that, we got the website coming and there's more to come. You know, we're gonna be having autographed merchandise coming out for the fans, and you know, we got the koozies and coasters and stickers and posters, and after this next album that we're gonna get ready to drop at the end of the year, we'll probably be putting out like a deluxe version of a hard copy CD or USB drive to sell as well. So,
well, I tell you what, Joe, don't forget us Kiwis down here, down under. I'll be more than happy to wear your brand while I'm doing this, and believe me, people do look. They really, really do. And would love to be able to promote you a little bit more, which I'm going to talk to you about once we finish this interview. I've got something in mind. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, here's the Cornbreadboyz and Country Cutie. Gosh, it's hot in here. Is it 17 degrees outside? 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay.
I was wondering about the Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's 65 for you guys, but add another 15, 20 degrees for all the computers and everything in here, and I've got a half a dozen people who dare to breathe, which makes it hotter as well. Can't stop them doing that, I suppose. Joe, where are you now? Where are you gone? Joe's not here.
Yep.
Oh, there he is. Where are you now? Have you climbed into a bar or something?
no, I'm at a gas station right now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So get the sister to drive, he has to pay for the gas. Fair enough. Got about a minute to go. So, how many countries are tuned in right now?
151
No.
out of 195.
Okay, all right. 151 countries are tuned in right now. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. How many cities?
8,492.
How many?
8,492.
8,492 cities. Nice. Yeah, I don't want. I'm trying not to make a big squeak and squeal this time around. Well done, guys. You balanced it out very nicely. Today we're joined by Levi Dry and Joe Weed, of course, aka we're talking about the Cornbreadboyz coming out of East Texas, and absolutely loving the work that they're putting in right now. Now, got to ask you guys. Have you got anything planned? Of course, you guys are coming into summertime very shortly. It can't be too far away, even though Joe's storming right now. But have you got anything planned for the summer season? Have you got any gigs lined up?
We just had the Austin South by Southwest music festival, and so we just got done with that, which was extremely busy. We work with a whole lot of artists in Texas, and so we do a lot of promotional work for them and stuff as well. Right now, I don't think that we have anything like that. We've been working on this next album that has quite a few big features on it, and so we've been back and forth to the studio just constantly getting things ready.
Totally understand, Levi. I really do. In fact, how would you like to give a plug for the studio?
Yeah.
Give a what?
How would you like to give a plug for the studio? Give them a shout out.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
This is Joe Weed. You now tuned in to 107 FM Galaxy with DJ Grant. It's going down.
This is Levi Dry, and you're listening to 107 FM.
You know, guys, thank you for that. But I was actually hoping that you would give a plug for your own recording studio that's done all the great work. You know, as an engineer myself, believe me, I love other people's work. In fact, I have this disease where I'm trying to figure out and reverse engineer how you put it all together. You know what I mean? So, you know, thanks for that. But how would you like to give your own studio a bit of a plug now? Give them a shout out.
This is Levi Dry, and I want to give a shout out to Orlando Williams at Blacklight Studio and Rosewood Studios in Tyler, Texas.
Yeah, man, they do great work.
Yeah, absolutely. They really do. At the same time, I've heard just quietly that they have also produced Leanne Rhymes and Tracy Bird. You know, good company. Absolutely fantastic company. So take me home. Tell me about this track, because I absolutely love this. And believe me, the fans are eating it up right now. I think you're up around about 2,312 requests since we started playing it. Tell me about Take Me Home.
Oh, man.
Features Bati Amaya. She's with my record label and Free Odyssey Entertainment, Texas Digital. And we kind of recruited her to do the chorus on that song. And, you know, it's with what me and Levi do, we try to do different things. I don't want to say actions, but kind of do more of a variety of styles of music, you know. So Take Me Home was more of like Christian.
I think what Joe was getting at is that the Take Me Home had more of a basis about kind of what we've been through, the struggles that we've been through, and coming up out of that, and having Wati Amaya on there. She's really an R&B singer, but she did an excellent job on Take Me Home, and she's one of Joe's artists, and she's under Free Odyssey Entertainment. And so we work with her a lot. We actually got a brand new song that just came out the other day. It's available on Spotify and iTunes and all that. But we like to mix in different styles in our music. That one has a twang of some more traditional style country. And we like to put in some rock and into some songs as well. But Take Me Home is really hitting good. It actually got up to number 20 on the Apple iTunes charts in the UK just a couple of months ago, and it's been sitting at around 92. It's been fluctuating and staying in the top 100 actually. So thanks to everybody out there in the UK that's listening to that for sure.
Well, Levi, let me tell you, it's your most requested track here at Galaxy, but Bonfire is coming up, and we're going to talk about that very, very shortly. In the meantime, Levi Dry and, of course, Jay Weed, joined by YT Mama, and Take Me Home. Now, guys, when we finish this, I'd like to talk to you about putting you into a magazine. Give you a bit more promotion than what I can do here, if you know what I mean. Would you mind if I introduced you to a magazine?
That would be great.
Honestly, Levi, let me tell you now, Barbara gets about 200 submissions a day of music, right? So we have to be very, very selective on who we choose to play and who we choose to do interviews with. You've got to tick all the boxes, and you guys have really done that. But we only put the best of the best into the magazine. So I would really, really be honoured if I could get Barbara to introduce you to our very good friend Jay, coming out of India. And believe me, it's a huge, huge band, huge market, and we would be very honoured to be able to put you in there.
That would be amazing.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome. At the same time, I don't know whether Barbara's told you or not, but we ourselves are actually moving into Bangalore in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So we're opening up new radio stations all throughout India. So just, between you and me and, of course, Joe, who isn't there right now, is it okay if we play your music on those radio stations as well?
Definitely, for sure.
Awesome. Because believe me, they are hungry right now for new artists like yourself. They really, really are. So I'd be very honoured to be able to play you in those stations as well. So thank you for that permission. And I'd rather ask you myself than just take it for granted that seeing we play you here, we can play you anywhere. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Much respect to you, sir. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy. Really tentative of playing with this microphone right now. It seems to want to, it's very like a hair trigger, if you know what I mean. Today we're talking to the Cornbreadboyz, of course, Levi Dry and Joe Weed, and you're mentioning that very, very shortly there's a brand spanking new album coming out. Any idea about dropping the name, and are we allowed to know the name yet?
Go ahead, Joe.
We're probably gonna just do the second rendition of the Cornbreadboyz. That's kind of what we were thinking about, to kind of keep on with the brand. I was thinking about maybe like cigarette smoke and potholes, or like a subtitle of it. We're still kind of pitching some ideas around for that, but just keeping it country, do some country, the Cornbreadboyz, and like a subtitle to that one for like the second rendition. So
you know, why not keep it simple? Why not CB2?
Yeah, something like that, exactly.
And believe me, you could.
The first idea that we had, we was like, they just put number 2 on the end of it and then go from there. I said, you know, but then we started pitching the ideas around as far as you know, putting a subtitle to it too. So, you know, it's still up in the air.
You know, I tell you what, there's my submission. If you think about it and consider it, you know, and then trash it, that's fine.
No, I appreciate it.
Guys, by the way, just a quick question, and believe me, I ask everybody this. Are you guys by any chance vegetarians?
No.
No?
Not me.
You're meatologists like me? You like a good steak and everything like that?
Or
Of course.
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm into Tex-Mex. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably one of my favorites.
okay, so my question is, have you ever tried a vegetarian sausage?
No.
No? No?
I've actually had vegetarian sausage or vegan, I guess you would call it, tacos and stuff like that. So
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm trying, Joe, literally, I'm trying to get to the bottom of a myth here, because I do ask everybody, are they made out of real vegans or not?
I-
or what?
Are the vegan sausages made out of real vegans or not?
I don't think so. I think it's soy. I want to say it's like soy beef. So that's what I was told. When I ate the tacos, that's kind of what they said. It was like a soybean beef or something like that. I think it's really just got a lot to do with the seasoning that they put on it. Like, you know, it'd be kind of like ground beef or something, you know, just the same way, just with a different kind of seasoning, like taco seasoning, salt, pepper, hamburger seasoning, barbecue sauce, different things like that, I'd say.
Totally understand, I really do. You know, the thing that worries me is a thing called tofu. Anything that's related to your foot, you don't want to put in your mouth, right?
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Anyway, and believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. Tell me a little bit about Bonfire.
Oh man, Bonfire, you know, it's got that vibe where, you know, when it's cooling down after the summer and you start getting the chill, and it's time for the bonfires, you know. I mean, when I was young, we always had bonfires no matter what season it is, you know, so, but I always get that vibe and I always think about that, you know, and thinking about back when we were younger and having bonfire parties out in pastures and different places, having the trucks gathered around with the kegs and all the smoke rolling, you know.
I get it. Believe me, I really, really do. I used to, I was brought up in a place where we would surf a lot. So we would go down to the beach and build a big bonfire there, go out and have a surf, come back in, pass the alky around, if you know what I mean. He was only short, he was light. You could throw the alky around everywhere. He didn't mind either, as long as you bought him a beer. Having said that, my friends, I found in the news this morning too, by the way, did you know Bruce Lee had a brother?
I wasn't sure of that, no.
Yeah, believe me. He was a vegan, by the way. He was called Brocco. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined today by Levi Dry, Jay Weed. Here's the brand new song, Bonfire. Oh dear. You'll get a copy of everything we do today too, by the way. Barbara will put it into a movie and throw in some pickies and bits and pieces. We'll take some photos after this as well. Have you guys ever been a cartoon?
Well, in a cartoon, no, but I think Joe's made some cartoon little animated deals.
Okay, well, Barbara's going to probably throw in some cartoon pictures of you guys as well. So I usually say, listen, show it to friends and family. They'll automatically love it because it's you guys, right? But I usually say, show it to somebody you don't like.
That we don't like.
Yeah, of course. Usually put some fire under their tuchus, and before you know it, they're getting in touch with us saying, hey, I got a band too, you know.
Oh, I don't know. I get along with quite a few people.
Oh, well, okay, show it to everybody. Yeah, I don't care. Fun with it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've had some weird incidences where people have come up to me and talked to me about being the cartoon, because Barbara loves to make fun of me. She really does. She makes me into a cartoon all the time. And I've been in some really weird places and had people come up and say, you look nothing like your cartoon. It's like, hey?
Well, you know, Joe's persona and the way he looks, and one of my favorite bands growing up was ZZ Top, you know, and it still is to this day. And Joe had the hair, and he's like, should I cut it?
Levi.
I said, do not touch it. Don't touch it. I said, you got to have that.
I got to
look,
cut in there, Levi. Hold on. Yeah, I'm kind of shy about getting anywhere near this microphone right now. Sorry about cutting in there, Levi. I really, really am. And little side thing is you like ZZ Top. Is that what you were saying to me?
Yeah, ZZ Top is they're jamming, and I like that. You know that they actually combined, and a lot of youngsters might not realize this, but back in the day when ZZ Top really came out, they actually combined a couple of different genres together. You know, the rock and the blues, and then they had like, you know, they had been going through the disco era, and that was right here in Texas where we're from. You know, and Joe having his hair like it is, you know, that always reminded me of ZZ Top. So you know, we definitely got to keep that going. I think that's a pretty cool deal with the Cornbreadboyz.
Absolutely.
We're from the same spot, you know.
And Joe, I got to let you know, I know Billy Gibbons. I really, really do. I've actually worked with ZZ Top in the past, and your beard needs to be a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's curly. It's just longer than it looks, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it ain't as long. I think my hair is probably close to it though.
You're getting close there with the hair, literally. But believe me, I think Billy Gibbons would even say, you know, a bit longer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And believe me, I have worked with ZZ Top in the past here in New Zealand, and that's Barbara actually went to a concert that I was working at the time. Later on, we were talking about it, you know, a number of years later, and she goes, oh, listen, I've still got the ticket. So she gave me a ticket and a frame, you know, from the time that I actually did do the mixing on the show in Western Springs.
And they're touring here soon.
Yep, and they're touring back here soon again. Unfortunately, it's not the original ZZ Top, which is a shame, really.
Right.
I think the best album they came out with was Eliminated too. So, by the way, great album, and nice to have a fan of ZZ Top on the other side of the planet. Now, we're going to have to wrap it up, unfortunately, guys, and I've got to say thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to continuing our relationship. So I'm just going to ask you, will you come back again?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to hearing new music from you guys in the near future, and looking forward to unfolding our relationship as we go. As I say, I want to introduce you to the guys from the magazine, so we'll have a chat about that. Don't go anywhere right now. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. join me and Barbara for the breakfast show between 5:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock. Can't go wrong, 110% Galaxy artists, 110% the best indie artists in the world, and we love it. We really do. So from me, happy radio, everyone.